Hey everyone, it's Claire here. I hope you're well and welcome to the Phoenix Rise podcast. And tonight we're going to be talking about the differences between being an entrepreneur and being a soulpreneur. What do they mean? Which one are you at the moment? And which one do you want to be? When you know the difference, you can ask yourself, how do I actually want to show up? How do I actually want to run my business? How do I actually want to have abundance flow to me? How do I want to be successful? How do I want to show up in the world, in my light, and fulfill my purpose within, this role that I'm in humankind? What am I here to do? And how am I going to step into that? So let's dive right in. And we'll start with the entrepreneur first. We've got 4 main points that I want to go through in this episode. And I want you to think about each one as we go and ask yourself, which one are you living in at the moment? Which one are you embodying? And which one do you want to live in? Which one do you want to embody in the future? Because remember, your past does not dictate your future. You can change at any moment. Once you know, awareness is the first key, right? So once you're aware of something that you want to change, then you can change it. But if you're not aware, then you can't change it. So the first one we're going to start with is one very close to my heart. So being an entrepreneur, success comes from hard work. How many of you believe that to be true? I know I definitely did. Sorry, I should let my dog in. Definitely, for me, a firm foundational belief that I had was I cannot become successful unless I work relentlessly, unless I literally work myself into the ground. I don't stop. I don't take holidays. I don't pick up my kids from school. I don't take breaks. I worked non-stop for a good 8 years, so much so that my own mum thought I was going to give myself a heart attack because I was what you would probably call a workaholic, because I thought that is the only way I could achieve success. That was the only way that I could achieve these big goals and aspirations that I had. Because if I didn't work hard, how else was I going to achieve them, right? Because that's what we're made to believe, that if you want anything, you have to work hard for it. You have to slog your guts out and work and work and grind and grind and work and hustle and grind and work and hustle. And then you might, if you're lucky, hit a little bit of success. But you better not brag about it. You better not shout about it, because then you're going to be judged as being, kind of thinking that you're better than everyone else, or you're going to be judged as being portrayed as having this big ego and that all you care about are your successes in life, when actually it can be further from the truth. But because of the culture that we live in, we're made to believe that if you want to be successful, and success can mean whatever you want it to mean, right? Whatever success looks like to you, if you want to achieve that, you better be prepared to sacrifice a hell of a lot, because you need to work hard. That is the only way that you can achieve success. And that is very much part and parcel of being an entrepreneur. And I would say 9 out of 10 entrepreneurs that I've known within my lifetime believe that to be true. And they work that way. They work tirelessly. They work endlessly. They work relentlessly. They do not give up. They do not allow themselves to even enjoy the abundance that they might be creating, or the life that they could potentially have, because they're working and working and working to achieve this success that is ever elusive. Now let's look at a soulpreneur. So when you're a soulpreneur, and what I mean by a soulpreneur is someone who has gone through their spiritual awakening and they are living in their purpose. They're living in their soul's purpose and they are incorporating that into their business. So if you are a soulpreneur, success comes from shining your light and living your purpose. Success comes because you are being authentically you, unapologetically. You are shining your light so brightly that it leads the way for those still in the darkness, that it shows others what is possible for them. And living in your purpose, because that gives you the most fulfillment. And when you feel fulfilled, you feel successful. When you feel fulfilled, success and abundance flow as a natural occurrence because you're radiating in your highest frequency. You are living in your highest energetic vibration. And that is the optimum of success, right? Deep fulfillment, living the kind of life that you want to live, creating the kind of impact that you're here to make, without any shame, without any judgment, without any fear, without any minimizing yourself, keeping yourself small because of fear of others, because you feel bad about what others might think of you. When you're a soulpreneur, success comes from that, because that ultimately is how we raise others up. That is how we raise the vibration of the planet. And that is how we create the ripple effect with those around us. So not only our clients, but our family, our friends, our loved ones, our communities. And that is a beautiful kind of success. So ask yourself now, point one, where does your success currently come from? Does it come from hard work? Or does it come from shining your light and living in your purpose? Okay, point two, entrepreneur, most normal states of being, grind, hustle, and burnout. I know because I lived these for like 8 years in my first 8 years of being an entrepreneur. Again, we are taught that as entrepreneurs, if you want to get anywhere, you're going to have to grind. You're going to have to hustle. I mean, how many even Instagram accounts are there? Like hustle, 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 work harder, hustle, get this on the side, get that on the side, have 10 multi-businesses, all side businesses, none of which fulfill you because they might bring in bits of money here and there, here and there. And you're just working and working and grinding and hustling to the point where you burn out. And then you burn out and you do it all again because we don't know what else to do. How else do we achieve those dreams, those aspirations, those goals? How else are we meant to create a different kind of life? How else are we meant to live the kind of life that we want and achieve the kind of abundance that we want and make the kind of impact that we want and have the kind of freedom that we want? If we are not willing to grind and hustle and maybe get a bit burnt out, well, I'll tell you how. Because as a soulpreneur, fulfillment, ease, and abundance are your normal states of being. Because when you're living in your purpose, you are fulfilled at a soul level. You're not craving more from anywhere else because you're already fulfilled, because you're living in your purpose. That's what you're here to do. And if you're doing that, your fulfillment radiates that frequency and that attracts abundance to you. So you are constantly feeling in a state of abundance. And it flows with ease. You're not chasing clients. You're not wondering where your next sale is going to come from. You're not wondering what else you might need to do because you need to hustle more, because you need to find more sources of revenue, or you need to add different streams to your current business. Everything flows. Everything feels natural. It feels easy. It's like it was meant to be. Funny that, isn't it? When you're living in your purpose, your state of being is like everything is just happening for you, not to you. Everything is happening as it is meant to. Everything is flowing in the natural order of how it is meant to flow. So which are your more common states? Grind, hustle, and burnout? Or fulfillment, ease, and abundance? And as we're going through this, remember, this is all just information. It's all information that you can then change and you can act on. And you can say, I don't want that anymore. I want something different. I don't want to be living in grind, hustle, and burnout. I want to be living in fulfillment, ease, and abundance. So this is giving you the awareness to change the things that you feel called to change. How are you doing so far? We've done 2 points. Let's go to number 3. So as an entrepreneur, where does your validation come from? It comes from business awards, getting recognition. So maybe, being spotlighted in a magazine article, or having a PR release, or, maybe being talked about in a award ceremony, and getting blue chip clients. For me, that was a huge one. The bigger names that I could get within my business, the more validated I felt. The more I felt I must be doing something right, because these, high-end clients know who I am. They value what I do. That must therefore mean that what I'm doing is good. So it wasn't self-validation. It was validation coming externally from the names and from the sources and from the external output. So as soon as that stops, as soon as maybe you don't get that blue chip client, as soon as maybe you don't win that award, or you don't get that recognition for that really cool thing that you did, you suddenly feel less. You suddenly feel, actually, maybe I'm not doing a good job. Maybe I'm not worthy of this after all. Maybe I'm not good enough. Because without that external validation, we don't feel that what we're doing is important. We don't feel that it's of service. We don't feel that it's making a big enough impact, that we're doing a good enough job. That was definitely true for me for eight years or so. As a soulpreneur, the only validation that you need are the client transformations that you provide, and the knowledge that you are helping to raise the vibration of the planet by what you are doing, because you are living in your purpose, because you are delivering the service that you are here to deliver, because you are helping people in the way that you are meant to. You are helping to raise the vibration of the planet, because that's what living in your purpose means. It means you're doing what you are meant to do. You're following your dreams, you're following your desires, you're following your heart. And that means that you are living in your highest frequency. And when you live in your highest frequency, you attract your clients, you attract the people that you are here to help like a magnet. They become magnetized to you from your energetic field, resonating with theirs. And that means that every single person that you impact, their vibration raises. And the ripple effect continues. And you seeing that service that you're providing, that help that you're giving, those transformations that you are facilitating, that is soul nourishing, right? That is the only validation that you need, because it feels so damn good. You do not need anything else to tell you that what you are doing is good enough, that what you are doing is important, that what you are doing is needed, because that feeling alone tells you all you need to know. So which one are you in at the moment? Where does your validation come from? Does it come from things like business awards, recognition, and the blue chip clients? Or is it coming from living in your purpose, the client transformations that you are helping provide, and the knowledge the true, deep inner knowledge that you are helping to raise the vibration of the planet by living out your destiny, by living out what you are here to do. Food for thought. And now the final one. So as an entrepreneur, where does your money come from? It comes from selling more, right? The more we sell, the more money we make. The more we sell, the more money we make. And that can feel icky if you're not living in your purpose. So you're not doing something that you feel a soul calling to do. You don't feel lit up about it. You don't feel like this is something that you are destined to do. You're just maybe doing something that you thought you had to do. Other people told you should do, that you know how to do, all those kind of things. The more you have to sell to make money, the ickier it can feel, because you feel unaligned with what you're doing. You don't feel like what you're selling, or whether it's a service or a product, you're not like 100% behind it. Your heart isn't in it. And therefore, selling in itself can feel yucky. It can feel icky. You don't want to do it. You can feel bad for asking for money. All of those things. But when you're a soulpreneur, money flows, and it flows from helping your people. And the more people that you help, the more you're sharing your gifts. And that is not icky. That is an energetic exchange. And because you are doing what you're meant to do, and you're helping the people that you're here to help, the money flows in abundance. It flows with ease, because the energetic reciprocation is on the same frequency. They are aligned. You are just magnetizing it to you. And there is no icky feelings around that at all. Because when you're helping the people that you're here to help, they don't even ask about the money. They know that you are their person. They know that you are their person, and they value what you can do for them. It's not about how much it costs. It's about how can you help me right now? I need you. You are here for me. And when you're living in your purpose, that is when you know. When people start coming to you saying, I know that you are my person. I know that you are talking to me. I know that I am meant to work with you. Money is just the energetic exchange. And there's no icky feelings when it comes from purpose. Because remember, money isn't about the person. Money is a universal energy. It is an abundant energy. It just facilitates through people. And the right people will not question it, because they know that you are for them. They know that you are shining your light specifically for them. Now, I know which I would rather, and I've been in both. So where does your money come from at the moment? Does it come from selling something that you are not passionate about? Does it come from maybe being in a job that you don't like? Doing something that you feel meh about, or does it flow? Does it flow naturally with ease, with abundance, because you are just doing what you're meant to do? You're just sharing your gifts. You are just being you, but you're shining your light so brightly that people can find you. So the right people can be magnetized to you, so you can help provide those transformations. You can help them raise their vibration, and you can help them to step into their purpose, their power, and their passion, so they can do the same. That is how we create the ripple effect. So we've covered a lot in this podcast. It's gone on for a little bit longer than I normally do. So we've got the four main differences between being an entrepreneur and being a soulpreneur. So just to recap, where does your success come from at the moment? Hard work or from shining your light and living in your purpose? What are your most common states of being? Is it grind, hustle, and burnout? Or is it fulfillment, ease, and abundance? Where do you get your validation from? Is it things like business awards and recognition and those blue chip clients? Or is it in the client transformations that you provide and the deep knowledge that you are doing your bit? You're raising the vibration of the planet by doing what you're meant to do. And where does your money come from? Does it come from selling things that you don't like? Does it come from doing things that you don't enjoy, that don't light you up? Or does it just flow to you with ease, with abundance, because you're just sharing your gifts with the world? And remember, there's no right or wrong here. This is all information for you. This is all just knowledge, information that you can now think about. You can now decide which you want to do. You can now decide where you might want to make changes, which is the right path for you. Maybe being an entrepreneur is right for you, and that's fine. But maybe you want more. Maybe you want more fulfillment. Maybe you want more ease. You want more freedom. You want more time for being you. You want to be more of you. And that's where being a soulpreneur comes in. So have a little journal around that. Have a think about it. Don't get other people's inputs. This is about you and you alone, because only you know what is in your heart. Only you know what is in your soul. Only you know that little voice inside you now that is saying to you, it's speaking to you. You can already hear the whispers, but are you going to listen to them? Are you going to allow yourself to step out of the old and into the new? Are you going to become that soulpreneur, that successful soulpreneur, that six-figure soulpreneur? Or are you going to stay in the grind and hustle and the burnout and continue in that vicious cycle like I did for 8 years? It's up to you. It's your life. You only get one life that we know of. But in this life, no one else can live it for you. No one else can make the decisions for you. No one else is in your head. So it's you versus you. You're the only one that matters at the end of the day, because you have to be happy with the decisions that you're making. You have to be happy with the life that you're living. You have to be happy with the impact that you are creating. Because no one else ultimately cares. It's you, and it's all about you. What do you want? What do you desire? What do you dream? Because that is your soul calling you. That is what you're meant to do. You're meant to follow those callings, those whispers, those passions. They're yours for a reason. I've got other podcasts on that. I won't go on any longer now. I really hope this has been enlightening for you. I really, really hope that you allow yourself to explore this and decide which path you're on, which path is right for you. What path do you want to walk down as you grow into your future self? Where do you want that path to lead you? What do you want the end goal to look like? What is your vision? Ask yourself all of these questions. And as always, if you want help on your journey, if you're navigating your spiritual awakening, if you're ready to step into being a successful soulpreneur, you're done with the entrepreneur life, then I've got you. You can reach out to me. I'm on Instagram. You can hit me up on the emails. I'll put all the links in the show notes below. And if you're not sure if you're going through a spiritual awakening or if you're ready to step into your soulpreneur era, then I have made a free quiz. It's like under 5 minutes. You can just go through it and just understand where you are at on your journey right now. Are you going for your spiritual awakening? Are you ready to step into this next chapter of your life? So I'll put that in the show notes below as well. It's free. It's like 5 minutes, probably less. And maybe it will give you that little bit of insight that you need to know what your next step is. Okay, that's it from me tonight. I would love to hear your thoughts about this. So if you wouldn't mind giving us a rating, that would be great. It will help us get this message out to more more women, empower more people, let more soulpreneurs lead the way, shine their lights, and help us raise the vibration of the planet together. That would be super appreciated. And until the next time, I'm sending you lots of love, and I will see you guys soon.